So I'm out working over some of the beds that are halfway established now. This is, you see, this is what they mostly look like before I go over them, and then I go over it with the hoe. It looks like that. Trash bag for picking up bits of debris. And then I'll let this all dry out for a day or so that the clods will break up easier and the weeds will come out better. And I'll go over it all, break it up, remove the weeds with the rake, and level it out for the planting. And I think it'll probably, let's see, that bed will probably take all of my red onion starts. All my red onion seedlings will probably go up there. They get spaced pretty close together so they don't take up so much room. Like the leeks that are over down there, they take up a tremendous amount of space per plant. They get to be good big plants. A lot of material for the kitchen from each of them. The onion, of course, there's not that much to an onion. There's not that much leaf on an onion, really. So they don't need the same kind of spacing. But I'll space them out a little more than most folks do, just to make sure they've got enough soil nutrition and they're not competing too much. Mulch them down. Not with this stuff; it's still too fresh. The fresh stuff comes in up there, over there, and then after it sits for a few weeks, it gets turned over to down here, and the next batch of fresh stuff goes in up there. Mostly no less than 6 weeks, and sometimes it's a few months. Depends on how long it takes to build up enough bedding in the poultry houses to make a new pile. You can see the top layer of that, it's capped off with horse bedding and there's some leaves and whatnot mixed in there. But the core of that is poultry bedding, and it's extremely hot. And that'll all get spread, it'll get turned over to here. When that batch is ready to turn down to here, I'll take this batch and I'll either spread it as a top dressing, or I'll turn it over again and move it further down the hill to the next level. And then I'll move that batch down to here. By that time, that batch will be quite a bit smaller as it breaks down. Anyway, this is the garden that I've been using for 3 years. Is this the third year on this garden? Third or fourth year planting on some of these beds. Some of these beds I only put in more recently, but I've been gardening in this area, but with different bed placement for about 4 years now over here. You see my garlic patch over here. I don't dig that up except when I dig it up to eat it. And I dig some as green garlic. The stage it's at now, I'll dig, a clump of it and sort out the bigger ones and take them down to the house and stick the little ones back in. And I'll harvest scapes off of that later in the year. And then once the scapes are done and they start to die back, I'll go through the clumps that I haven't dug for green garlic, and I'll divide those up and spread it all around. Spread it out again and replant the whole area, fill in any gaps. You can't see the gaps as well because it's full of chickweed. But anyway, that's my green garlic and garlic scape patch. I don't harvest bulb garlic out of there really. That's all feral stuff that I actually got the original plants from the roadside several years back. Anyway, today's work is hoeing over these beds, chopping the weeds up, chopping it up to clods so it'll dry out on the top a little bit more so I can work up the seed bed and get the onions in, and maybe put the I haven't decided what I'm going to put in there. I might put beets in one of these beds. If I put beets in, I'll probably put them up there and put the onions down here. Little cottonwood tree. But, anyway, I'm going to get back to work.